Hello everyone, this is Developer Jake, and here is an Inspector tab. Inside of it, you see an average player controller script. The variables such as the health, speed, and the bio are placed in random locations, and it makes it hard to read. Let's fix this. If you have a private variable, like for example, player name, which you want to show up inside of the Inspector tab, but you also don't want to make it public, you should declare your variable a serialized field. This ensures it can be accessed in the inspector, but also can't be accessed within different scripts. To add clarity to the different groups of variables in your inspector tab, you can use the header tag in order to put titles above the different sections of variables. By default, Unity allows numeric variables to be virtually infinitely ranged in both the positive and negative directions. But this can be an issue because it doesn't make sense for a variable like the health to be something negative or a stupidly large number. We fix this using the range tag, wherein you can set the minimum and maximum values you want a variable to be changed in the inspector and create this fancy slider. Note that even though the inspector user is limited, you can still change the value of this variable to be as big or as small as you want in the scripts. The only way to stop that is to use a clamp function. Let's say you have a public variable that you do not want to be seen in the inspector. If you use the tag hide in inspector, it will not show up in the inspector. This is useful because it still allows the variable to be accessed in different scripts. By default, a numeric variable can be made as small as the user pleases, but this could be problematic for variables that shouldn't go too low. To stop the user from being able to make the variable go too low, use the minimum tag. If you have a string variable and the contents of the text are probably not going to fit within the default space that Unity provides you with, you can use a text area tag to give yourself more space. The first and second parameters represent the minimum and maximum amount of lines of space that it gives you, respectively. Alternatively, you can use the multi-line tag to give a bit more space without accounting for paragraph indentation. To add space in between variables in the inspector, you can use the space tag. If you have a method that you would like to invoke from the inspector tab, you can do so by making use of the context menu tag. This allows you to right-click on the script's component, then go down to the function and click it, and it will automatically be invoked. Let's say you have a color variable. You can unlock more of the settings that can be used to modify this color by employing the color usage tag. If you set both of the parameters to true and go back to your color, you'll see that you can now change the intensity of the color. This is useful if you are trying to modify the material of a glowing object. Also, if you set the first parameter to false and then return to your color, you'll see that you can no longer edit the alpha value of your color. By default, scripts can only execute in play mode. If you have a reason for your script to execute even when play mode is off, put the execute in edit mode tag right above your class name. Just keep in mind that certain things like time.delta and the update function aren't going to work properly. If you put these 10 techniques into practice, you will become a lot more proficient with the Unity Inspector tab. I've been Developer Jake, and thank you for watching.